You've been lied to for nearly 8 years. Elena has perfectly fooled you, me, and everyone in the Vampire Diaries series for a long time with one singular thing, and most people don't even realize it to this day. From her charming smiles, sweet nature, caring tone, and that I'm just a girl attitude, I can't blame anyone for being lost in Elena's sauce, completely blinded to the truth the directors put in our faces for years. The popular belief is that Elena is a good, kind-hearted, loving, soft, and just a perfect ray of sunshine type of person. Except that is further from the truth than the distance Catherine put between her and Klaus in the 14th century. See, Elena is actually an absolute despicable person. Yet you, me, and most other fans were so blinded by her main character syndrome that we failed to realize the truth about her. Which raises the question, how exactly did Elena perfectly fool everyone, from the characters in the show to us watchers, without being noticed for years? Well, to be honest folks, the answer is actually quite simple. Although for you to even understand it, I'll first have to go over the surface version of Elena's character that everyone sees and loves, then expose who the true Elena was and the one secret tool she used to fool everyone. And only then will you know how she did it. So get comfortable, my friend, and lend me your attention. In the beginning, Elena's character is shown to be an extremely bright and magnetic figure, uplifting those around her with her positive energy, or just lighting up rooms when she walks in, even while undergoing the pressures of losing her parents, vampires, or even just handling Jeremy and other friends. But despite that, we constantly pick up on more and more good things about Elena, like how she's extremely empathetic, loyal, strong-willed, and compassionate to a fault, putting her life on the line multiple times throughout the series for those who she loves, like trying to give herself to Klaus or sacrifice her own life to save Matt. The show does a pretty good job of making sure that us viewers and the characters in the story know and see that Elena genuinely was a perfect, once again, perfect soul in a town full of bad. Looking back, I believe this was all done purposefully to hint at something much deeper about Elena. After watching the show for the second time, I began to realize that something was truly off about Elena, yet I couldn't put my finger on what that exactly was. That was until everything just clicked. Elena was simply a little too perfect, but that's not all. After this, I spiraled into paying extremely close attention to Elena, and that's when I noticed most of her actions portrayed another tone than being sweet and innocent. Thus, I finally realized the truth about Elena. Essentially, the things she did in the series, spanning from the very beginning, could be tied to one irrefutable thing: manipulative charm. People who possess manipulative charm are masters at reading people, at sensing their weaknesses and vulnerabilities. They know just what to say, just how to act to make you feel seen, heard, and understood. They'll mirror your body language, laugh at your jokes, and shower you with flattery and attention. Before you know it, you're under their spell, eager to please and willing to do whatever they ask. That is exactly what Elena uses throughout the show to genuinely fool everyone into being her pawn. But how she manipulates and deceives is what makes her truly sickening. She used her sweet, carefully crafted innocence to draw you in. Her cries, worrisome expressions, and impulsively reckless behavior when problems arrive were all strategically used to get things she wanted, cheatingly or at the cost of someone else's downfall, all while maintaining the good girl persona. Think about it. She would manipulate someone into doing something beyond vile while having the sweetest face, make you feel as if it was the okay thing to do. For instance, mastermind Jeremy to commit genocidal murder by killing Cole and wiping out an entire line of thousands of vampires that 1000% had good vampires with families amongst them, all for her own gain, becoming human again. Or the times where she would manipulate the Salvatores like a genius out of hell, showing them both almost the same intimate attention even while dating the other to have them both at her disposal forever, sometimes even turning them against each other, again for her own gain. But we can stretch back even further, all the way to when she used Bonnie and her Grams to open up a tomb for little old Stefan and Damon, even after being warned of the consequences multiple times, leading to 20 other deadly vampires to emerge and wreak havoc on the town, and Bonnie Grams, her only caretaker in Mystic Falls at the time, to die. And after, Elena just acts worried and moves on. It all boils down to her using her charms to keep everyone deceived while she keeps getting what she wants by using others no matter how bad it is. But there were people in the show who were never fooled by this facade, most of them being bad guys since they recognized similar traits in Elena, the main one being Catherine. I truly believe Catherine was put into the show simply to expose who Elena actually was. This is why Elena hated Catherine so much. See, Catherine saw through the BS, making Elena go on defense time and time again, resulting in her trying extremely hard to prove to everyone she's so morally better that it becomes secondhand embarrassment. The best part is though that over time we eventually clearly see how right Catherine was all along. My first time around watching the Vampire Diaries series, I was completely fooled by Elena. I actually believed that she was the best character in the show. But once I rewatched it for the second time, the flaws poked out like a sore thumb, making me realize Elena was actually a manipulative genius who fooled everyone. But even though everyone was fooled with Elena's genius manipulation, there was one time where she should have ultimately been caught up, and that was when she flipped her humanity switch. See, when vampires turn off their humanity, they become their darkest self, yet also I believe their truest self. For instance, Stefan being the Ripper and trying to maintain it, but when he flips his switch, he doesn't have the emotions to hide it, so his truest self, being the Ripper, comes to light. Damon is always being his truest self, so when he turns off the switch, he basically is still the same person. Or Caroline being a disciplined control freak at her core, so when she flips it off, she can still manage and not lose control while having no emotions. But when Elena turns it off, we see something we have never seen before. Elena becomes a completely unrecognizable person. To put it simply, a a-hole. Elena's truest self comes to light because she doesn't have the emotions to hide it anymore. She becomes way more manipulative, way more wilder, way more eviler, and she can't even help to hide it because there's no emotion to stop her. She does things like terrorizing her old friend group, including Caroline, Matt, even Bonnie, actually trying to kill Bonnie over Prom Queen. We also see her use her manipulation skills in full during this time by trying to get under everybody's skin, starting arguments and stooping down to the lowest point to trigger and hurt those around her for her own satisfaction. This is the one time where I feel everyone should have become aware of who Elena truly was. The change in her personality seemed so drastic, but in reality it only seemed that way because that's the side she hid with her brilliant manipulative charm. Once her humanity came back on, the same manipulative patterns just repeated themselves, but at this point in time I had already come to realize the type of person Elena actually was and how she fooled everyone so diligently, which was by playing the good girl while secretly being a manipulative freak. So at the end of the day, Elena was actually a terrible person, yet she used manipulative charm almost perfectly to draw people into her orbit and become infatuated with her false innocence. That is how she fooled everyone for nearly 8 years. She made people die for her, murder for her, betray kin for her, all while she loomed in the background as sweet as can be, secretly pulling the strings and going unnoticed. Yet there were plenty of holes in her character and major moments which made me see how bad Elena actually was, allowing me to see through her charm. Elena was a truly terrifying force to be reckoned with, not because of her physical prowess, but how she could control the most powerful forces in the show to do her bidding with simple yet complex manipulation without ever causing alarm or being detected. But the question that remains is, what is her true reasoning for doing all this in the first place? Well, luckily I have the answer to that too. So if you want me to go in depth to why she fools everyone, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, let me know your thoughts on today's video down below as well. See y'all next time.